Hello, this is Abby.
Dear Abby, this is going to be a long one.
Oh boy.
Dear Abby, how do you tell the difference between a new exciting crush and a rebound?
Does it matter?
Dear Abby.
Dear Abby.
Dear Abby.
Welcome to our little corner of the internet. This is the Dear Abby podcast. I hope you stay and hang out with us. See you in a sec. Well, you guys. Welcome back to Dear Abby. We have the one and the only. Which one are you? JC or Chelsey? I'm just kidding.
I'm the brunette half of the podcast.
We have Chelsey Jade Curtis with us. Round of applause.
Wow,
Woohoo!
astounding. Thank you so much. A standing ovation, actually.
Yeah. If you're not watching on YouTube, you guys, you should tune in because we are recording it. So you get to see Chelsey in action live since they don't offer their audience recordings.
No, not yet. We're working on it.
Yeah. And we're not here to talk about your guys' podcast.
Wait, anyways, we have lots of fun stuff coming up.
Well, we have a lot of things planned, but really not much planned. So we'll see how this episode goes.
You didn't have to do that for me.
Yeah. Here's a rundown for the episode today. We're going to do some life updates by me. No one wants to hear your life updates.
I'm
just
ready to
kidding.
listen.
You can do your life updates too if you want to. You don't have to. And then
I have so much to talk about.
we're going to do a round of questions for you.
Okay.
Chelsey has not heard any of these questions. These are all
I'm scared.
on the spot.
I'm scared that you've had these
questions.
prepped.
No, they're fun questions. They're not
Okay.
like intense questions. And then we're going to talk about some controversial stuff, politics.
Awesome.
No, we're talking about just friendships, connections, sisterhood, stuff like that. And we'll just see where it takes us, really. I feel like I'm conducting some kind of meeting and I'm saying, well,
We'll see
once
where that
we get
takes
there,
us.
then we'll see, what's after that. I'll announce everything after. But we will do a Dear Abby, and Chelsey will help answer the question today. She'll help with the
So
advice.
it's Dear Abby and Chelsey.
Yes, they will definitely say Dear Abby and Chelsey.
Will this episode be called Dear Abby and Chelsey?
No.
Oh.
Dear
What is
Abby.
it? Dear Abby. What?
Chelsey
Chelsey
needs
won't
help.
stop talking. Chelsey needs help.
Chelsey needs advice from her younger sister. Wiser,
Cute.
funnier,
Taller.
better, younger sister.
All right, let's cut that short.
Okay, I actually don't really have any life updates planned, but my question is,
Well, what's been going on in your life?
well,
How are you and Keaton?
I told everyone last week that I got 2 canned jams, and I don't feel like that's accurate, but I also don't remember.
You did not get 2.
Okay, maybe I should have asked someone else.
You got
You
one
promised
can
me I
jam.
did not get. I feel like I got 2.
You got one can jam. It would be literally insane if you got 2. You
That's
got
what
one
I was
and
saying,
JC
and I
got
think
one.
I did get 2.
No, you didn't. You got one can
Oh
jam.
my gosh, I actually believe that I got 2. Did you
You
get a
still
canned jam?
believe after I've told you this?
No.
Oh.
A part of me does actually believe.
No. You only got one. Trust me, one can jam is enough. That's amazing.
Thank you.
That rarely happens.
That's really all I wanted to hear.
But I think you almost got another one or something like that, but you didn't get 2. That would be absolutely insane.
Maybe I just won twice.
Yeah, I'm
Maybe
sure
that's
what
what
it
I'm
was.
thinking. But
Yeah, you didn't
everyone
get 2.
was
Nice try.
messaging me saying we need to know if you got 1 or 2. And I told the people I would tell them if I had 1 or 2, and I only have 1. So according to one source, but there are plenty other sources I can ask.
Well, one of them's in this
So-
house, so we could ask him. And I like
It's
how you
fine,
just
it's
dodged
fine.
my question. I said, "How are you and Keaton?"
Oh.
Do you
We're-
not talk about him on the pod?
No, I do sometimes. I mostly share how I can be a toxic girlfriend.
I do listen, by the way.
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh, we need to. Well, maybe we'll get into that later. So we'll save.
Yeah. I know you have a podcast. This is mine. Okay. Okay. What did you ask me? Oh.
I said, "How are you and Keaton?"
Yeah, Keaton and
Yeah,
I
no
are
one's on
good.
here ever to ask you the questions that we all want to know.
Yeah, well, me and Keaton are good. I guess we've been dating for what, 8 months, 9 months, which is a pretty long time.
That is a long time.
Doesn't feel like it, but it also does feel longer than 8 months, you know?
Mm-hmm.
but we're
Time flies
good.
when you're having fun.
Yeah, he really wants me to move in with him,
Oh,
and my therapist said that's a
bomb
big leap,
dropped.
and I said I'm not doing it.
Oh. Keaton, I hope you're listening. She just gave you your answer.
No, we talk about it all the time. It would be nice because we'd save money, but I'm also just like I like to live alone right now still.
That would be so interesting to move in with a partner before you're married and like, okay, we have to, let's combine our finances, let's
Mhm.
combine everything.
Yeah, it's freaky. I think it's just I'm not
Then
comfortable
things
with
start getting very combined or very sticky. Aw, that's
But-
sweet. Well, thanks for the update.
Yeah, how are you and Nick?
We're great. We're
How are you and
chilling.
Case?
7 years.
Wow, that's
These
our
past 7
relationship in years.
Yep. Me and
How's-
Case are great.
Yeah.
Case is the cutest. I'm obsessed with him.
Mhm.
I'm in love with him.
I thought you were gonna bring him.
To this,
Okay.
with all these wires. You'd be having
that
a
sounds
heyday.
mess.
No, I left the boys at home.
Good. They're rowdy.
He loves his Aunt Abby. I'll come on record and say that. He always says, Abba.
He hasn't said my name yet,
He says, Abba.
but that's okay. We're working on it.
What do you want him to say? Abby? He's
Yes.
15 months old.
Yeah, but that's the difference is the vowel sound. It's just Abba or Abby.
Or he goes, ah. That's the same thing. He's just so excited he can't finish
Yeah.
it.
He also has like a shy squirm sometimes when I walk in, and
Yeah.
really sometimes I
Mhm.
just need to come in and say hi, and he does a little squirm thing, and then I don't even need to hold him, honestly. Okay, well did you have any life updates?
Yeah, I was waiting for you to ask me. I went to
Okay,
the dentist
well,
today.
I'm asking you. And they took out your
It's
bottom
not good.
retainer.
I'm just kidding. It's
It's not good news.
I have a cavity, a tiny baby
That's
one
freaking
that's only
disgusting.
able, not even seen in the X-rays, only seen in the pictures.
Do you brush your teeth then?
Yes,
you have
I
a
brush my
cavity?
teeth. I have no other cavities. That's like my first cavity in my adult life.
In your whole life?
No, seriously, I've only had one other one.
Wait,
But
actually,
they were baby teeth.
when you were a kid though, did you have a lot of cavities?
No, literally never.
I had so many cavities. I literally would go and they'd be like,
Well, I
"Well,
can't get all the good genes.
you have."
I got the strong teeth. Actually, they were looking at my teeth. They're like, "Oh my gosh, these are such strong, long roots."
No, they didn't. They
Yeah,
actually
they
said
did.
it.
They did say that.
I'm
You have
scared.
beautiful, strong teeth.
Actually, last time I did go and they did say that I had nice teeth, but I also,
Okay.
but that's also because I brushed for like 20 minutes before, like, and
Well-
I
well-
flossed like crazy to get
Well,
everything
it's
out.
not even that they look at the structure and the strength of your teeth, and they can see if they're
Oh.
decaying.
I need to go in.
They said
Sometimes
I have
feel
long
Like,
roots.
sometimes I feel like my bottom teeth are decaying.
Go like this. No, decaying.
I don't know. Like the gums are like receding further and further down.
Well, maybe they are.
update for me. I have not gone to the dentist in
You need
probably
to go.
2 years.
You need to go. You need to just. Here's the shout out. Go make all of those appointments. I sat down the other day and I just called all the doctors, all the people, pediatricians I needed to like make appointments for, and just got to get it out of the way.
I just don't have a dentist here, so you're gonna have to give me
Oh yeah, he's really nice.
your guy. Does he have good breath?
I don't know. They did everything electronically.
What?
Well, I don't like that.
You? It was a
But
Zoom
he was
call
like
dentist
very. He was
meeting?
very. He wasn't ever in my face.
Just a robot with his face.
Yeah, like I didn't speak to
Right.
one person. It was AI.
That's
No,
crazy.
but that's my update.
Oh, that's cool.
But I'm very happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me. I've been waiting.
Yeah,
With
she's been
bated
asking
breath.
me every single week, saying, "When am I going to get on your
I
podcast?"
have. You've been on ours twice.
True. People are begging for a third time.
Really? Just kidding. I know they have been.
I'm just kidding. They just want to hear the details about me and Keaton.
Oh, no, I
think
know.
they think it's
I see the
crazier than they
messages.
think it is.
What do they think?
I don't know.
I
just
actually
don't know
think a
what they
lot of
wanna
people
know.
think Keaton is JC's brother.
Oh, so it's a little more juicy that way.
Like most people would be like, "Oh, like Abby's dating JC's brother."
You
And
guys
I'm
want to
like,
hear
no,
some?
it's the brother-in-law, but they look like they're siblings because they both have red hair and freckles.
I actually met. I don't think I ever shared this, but I met Keaton. I'm like, we met up when I was married.
Yeah, I've never shared this, but we were having an affair.
No, we were in Utah, and we were at the rec center in Utah, and you know this, but
Yeah.
Keaton was swimming laps when I was with my husband. I don't even know who Keaton was at the time, but he was swimming laps at the pool. He got out, and we were coaching. My ex and I were coaching a swim team.
What?
He wasn't on the swim team, But we were coaching a swim team there, and
You were coaching Keaton?
yeah, like he was my swim student. I taught him how to swim. And anyways, he's just in one of the lanes next to us. But I was wearing a What We Said hoodie, and he comes up to me and he was like, hey, oh, you listened to What We Said? Like, JC's my sister-in-law. And I thought he said sister, and that's what I assumed because they look so similar.
Oh, yeah.
So then for the longest time, I thought that was he was JC's sister. Anyway,
Oh,
he
that's
just said
funny.
hi, and then he left, and then I never thought about him. I
Did
was
you
like,
say, well,
wow, I'm gonna
Chelsey
date
is
him.
my sister?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, what the heck?
And
Or
then,
you just like, yeah, I'm a big fan.
no, I was like, yeah, Chelsea's my sister. I probably said it just like that. Like, ugh, yeah, Chelsea's my sister. Like,
Yeah, I'm
duh.
related to her. Don't ask me again.
It's just a free hoodie.
That's all I am to my family. Free merch.
Yeah. But that was interesting because now I'm dating him. Little did I know I was
That's
going to get a divorce and start
crazy.
dating him.
That actually is crazy. That
It
you
is
guys
kind of weird.
met like that.
It's kind of comedic.
That must have been what broke your marriage.
Probably. No.
Just
It
seeing
is
him.
weird because he's like, I remember I told him that. Like when I was like, do you remember when we met? And he was like, oh my gosh, yeah. He's like, did you think about me? I'm like, no.
Did you think
I was
about
a
me?
married woman. Not one thought. I did not think anything of
No.
it. I was just like, oh, that was a nice kid. I probably said kid
Yeah.
too because he's younger. So
Well, when
Anyways.
you guys were okay, wait, what year did you get married?
2019.
Okay, 2019. How old was he in 2019?
How old was I in 2019? Like 21, 20? He was probably 18.
Yeah, because I remember I would go over, we did the podcast at Leif's family's house for a while when we were in Arizona. So I would go over there and
Crazy.
I would see Keaton and Tate, and I like would think of them like they were my little brothers. Like that's like the category I put them in.
So
And
weird.
you were just older than him, that you were getting married. And so in my mind, you guys were like
Different
such
worlds.
different, like literally lived on different dimensions.
Yeah, that is freaking weird.
And so when you guys even moved next to each other, I was like, oh yeah, like didn't even think twice about it.
Here we are, 8
Here we are.
months in.
But that really, I'm like, I am the reason you have them. But I was gonna say, I feel like if I would have thought, like, oh, they should date, like they're the same age, they should date, I would have been more annoying about it, and it probably would have ruined it.
Yeah, probably.
But we were so all like hands off with the situation that you guys were able to just, have your moment.
Yeah, and we did when we were first dating, we did appreciate that because I think now I don't think you guys are as curious.
Hands off.
No,
Curious?
I don't know. I feel like when someone's
Oh, we
first
hold
dating,
back.
You're what questions? What are you guys even curious about?
Do you kiss?
What do you mean? We're not 15
You
years
guys
old.
French kiss? How long do you kiss?
How long do you kiss for?
Do you wear wigs?
That's literally disgusting.
Like, are you guys gonna get married?
Mm.
Like, you guys gonna
Classic.
get engaged soon? When would you get married? If you did, how fast do you want kids? Those are the questions I want to ask, but I don't.
Well,
But if now that you know those questions exist, whenever you feel like answering them, you can come to me.
yeah, I know. I figured those are the questions you guys wanted to ask.
We're
an open book.
texting in our group chat without you guys asking. Just
Awesome.
kidding. I'm kidding.
Keaton's in the group chat just
Yeah.
exposing everything. I'm trying to think if I have any other life updates.
We went to the beach on Saturday together.
We
We've been
did?
watching the Suns games. Suns have not been doing good against the Nuggets, but that's okay.
That's okay. It's only 2 games in.
It's okay.
Chelsey gets a little bit too involved into the games. She's like one of those 50-year-old drunk men that are at the Suns games that are like, "Oh, come on, you
I know.
suck. You shouldn't even be on the team."
I know.
It's toxic.
It's fun. I actually am
real toxic.
I actually am the most toxic of fans because I'm the definition of a bandwagon. Like when they're doing good, I'm all for them, and then when they do bad, I'm like, I don't believe in you.
Gosh, it's so annoying.
I don't believe in you. I'm not watching.
You're not.
No, I'm
worthy of-
kidding. I try to be unconditional. Even when they're losing, I'm like, okay, it's okay.
That's good.
I'll be here for you guys next time.
It feels better that way because then when they
Yeah.
do win, you feel like you
I've
were
been
there with
here.
them.
I take credit.
Well,
Yeah,
I
and
wouldn't go that far, but
and I think if I give up on them, I am the one that's going to ruin it for them. If I give up on them, they're going to feel the energy and they'll lose because I
yeah, that's a
Gave
bit
up.
superstitious, but
don't you kind of
I
feel
get
like that
it.
sometimes?
Yeah, I do. Actually, I remember in high school cheering for like our team or something. Never football. I never really cared about football, but like basketball or like men's volleyball or something that were like big sports at our high
Yeah.
school. I would try to literally shoot positive energy towards them.
Mhm. Yeah.
so
I
that
feel
they would
that.
win. And
Yeah.
then they would still lose. So it'd be like, obviously, it didn't
I'm
really
not
do
good
anything,
enough.
but I'm not
Mm.
powerful enough. My wizardry isn't
Oh.
powerful enough. Well, that's enough for life updates. Do
Okay.
you think so? Yeah. Your lips should be sealed. Just talk a lot. I'm always scared to like tease on the internet now. I don't
Why?
want to be too mean to you or like tease back and forth because I'm scared that you like can get canceled for that nowadays.
For teasing?
Yeah. Or like
Really?
joking around too much. Like they'll be like, "Wow, they're so inconsiderate about each other's
Oh,
feelings."
yeah. You
You
know
know what I
what,
mean?
though? This is what I've learned in the last day or
Wow.
two. No, I'm just kidding.
Really
But something
reflecting.
I have to keep relearning is that on the internet, people think of you as something to judge. That's like kind of your job as an influencer or content creator. You put out content, you put out art to like literally be judged and seen, I guess. But part of that comes with being judged. So part of
Yeah.
the fun of watching, people is for
Analyzing.
people to analyze.
Yeah.
Like, how's their sibling relationship? Are they nice to each
True.
other? Are they mean? And I don't think there's anything bad about that.
No.
It's just natural
Human.
nature. You
Yeah.
just can't take it personally. Just take critiques. If they're constructive critiques, I take them as, okay, yeah, you're right. I could do better at that. But if it's just like them analyzing, just let them analyze.
Yeah. That's true.
It's part of the fun.
That's a good point. I think that's gonna be weird for me because I don't want you always want control over how you're perceived, but no one has
Mhm.
any control over that.
Nope.
Chelsey doesn't know really what all the things we're talking about, but of course we always talk about something to do with mental health because that is kind of the point of my whole shtick. And today we are talking about comparison, but also that social media is not everything, in someone's life.
It's not.
Gotcha.
I'm out of here.
But from someone who is not like in the world of that really yet,
Mm-hmm.
and I am trying to kind of get into it, it is something that I've always just been really curious about is for you, a lot of people see your life or they see JC's life or, other influencers and they think, wow, they really have it all. If I was Chelsey and I had a cute little baby and I was in Orange County and I don't know, I had a podcast that was doing well.
Keep going.
Yeah. Then my life,
I
like
was
then I would be.
beautiful. Had
No,
shiny
it stopped there. It
hair.
stopped there. And they perceive you as such, which is that's all true. I mean, that's all your life. But I think to people who perceive it that way, they're like, okay, then when I reach that level of success, then that's when I'll feel like I've achieved something. So
Yeah.
I guess a question I have for you is, do you feel like
Is it
you
enough?
yeah, like is it satiable? Like is social media actually insatiable or can you finally get to this degree where you're like, wow, now that's it. I've had this many followers. I've made it. That feeling that I'm looking for has been filled and the void is now gone.
Yeah. No. There's actually a quote by Jim Carrey that's like, I wish everybody could be rich and famous so that they could see that that wasn't the answer.
Mm.
And I feel like there's always going to be an element to fame, quote unquote, and like having success that makes your life a little more comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
That's like, it cannot be denied. You can, buy comfortability
Yeah.
and peace of mind, especially financially. And does it feel validating to have like a lot of people know who you are or like comment good things towards you? Of course it does. It's like if you get a bunch of, cards for your birthday that say a bunch of nice things. It's like, oh wow,
Or a
that feels
teacher that
really
gets
good.
cards from their kids saying
Yeah.
you're doing a good job. Yeah.
It's always going to feel good to be quote unquote popular. But yeah, it's never going to be enough. That's for sure. Unless it can be enough no matter where you are, or it never will be.
Yeah.
If you can't find enough right now, you will never find enough.
Like if that's what you're waiting for is you think there's going to be a point of success that you're going to hit and then you're like, wow, I've made it. Everything is just all, smooth sailing from here.
Yeah.
On the ups. Then.
I mean, I think everybody too can think back to a time in their life where they think like, okay, there was 1.5 years ago. Like what's something in your life that you only dreamed of having, but you have it now?
yeah.
everyone has things like that where it's like, wow, when I was little, I really wanted to, have my own PC system. I thought that would be so cool and I thought that would solve all my problems. Or I wanted to have my own dog, or I wanted to have, this
Yeah.
job, whatever it is. And when you get it, it's like, okay, cool, and on to the next. And it loses its, um, ego boost. And there's a quote about the ego too that I love to remind myself about, is like the ego wants to want.
Mm.
It doesn't even want to be satisfied. It wants to want more. The ego tells you that you need more, more, and more.
Yeah. The ego is not where you go to find joy or happiness.
And contentment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not the source of that.
No, definitely not. So I think if you get caught up in that, and if you're aware of that often, then yeah, it can be enough, because you can be so filled with gratitude, but you can do that anytime. It's the same amount of joy that you can tap into
Yeah.
no matter what.
At any point of
There's
the
there's
journey.
no more joy that enters your body that you're able to feel when you become, finally successful, or finally get that promotion that you want, or finally get the car that you want. Like, I think about that sometimes when I even want a new car. I'm like, oh, I want a new car. Like, it's about time I should get a new car. And then I'm driving in my car when I really realize, like, why do I actually want a new nice car? Because it looks nice, because it feels nice, because this. It's like, okay,
It's
that's
something
fine. If I had,
new.
if it was just like, okay, yeah, whatever. But what's really the point? Like, what is really the point of having a nice car? Like, actually, if we're getting honest about it, like, what's the actual, my car drives fine. It's not like I have a car that like breaks down and I'm scared. It's like my car drives fine. It's safe. It's nice. It has everything that it needs to have, but it doesn't have like, I don't know, stars on the roof, or like
Yeah.
nice leather seats, or, whatever. You don't need that,
I was actually just listening to your guys' episode. You guys were talking about comparison
Yeah.
and, imposter syndrome is what it was, right? It was
Yeah.
imposter syndrome. Yeah, I think.
Stop doubting yourself. You can find it on Spotify or Apple Podcasts.
Okay. So annoying. I'm like, it was not that good, but the envy that you feel towards what someone else has a lot of times is like one of two things. One, it's like it's just a mental trick that you can play on yourself that's like, oh, when I get this, or when I look like that, or whatever, then it makes you feel like you're doing something when you're actually not doing anything about what you truly want to be doing. It's like just a way to procrastinate. And
It's a way to escape.
yeah,
Yeah. It's like a
And-
fantasy in your mind.
you're usually ignoring something currently in your life that maybe you should change just based off of what you truly want and what you feel like maybe this is the best course of action. But instead of doing that, you focus on it would be easier if I looked like this. Well, it'd be easier if I had no anxiety, is what I always tell myself. Well, like, yeah, of course they're successful because they don't have OCD and they're not anxious 24/7. But it's like if I keep telling myself that story, then nothing's gonna change, and I'm just gonna be stuck.
It's
and
just
I don't
an
wanna be
excuse.
stuck.
It's just an excuse to be complacent.
Yeah, it's comfortable, and
Yeah.
so it's not a horrible thing that we do that, because every single person on this planet does that, and it's like the human condition. But
Yeah, it's almost uncomfortable to just feel it's uncomfortable to feel content and happy. And we're like addicted to our own suffering.
yeah, I think there was a book that I read a long time ago about that.
Yeah, 4 Agreements.
Is that what it is? I don't think I read that one. But
Oh.
maybe I've just heard you talk about it a lot.
Yeah, the 4 Agreements is good. You would love that. You haven't read that?
No, I have it on my list.
It's really
of
good.
things that I'm reading. I'm reading The Science of Stuck, or Science of Getting Unstuck, or something.
Nice.
But she just talks about the procrastination loops that you do over and over again. Basically, what I was just saying is how you make yourself stuck on purpose almost.
Yeah, because that's kind of what we were talking about in the episode too. Like, it's actually really scary to go after what you want, and it's easier to like failure and rejection is really scary, and sometimes we think that we could never get over that. So we don't even want to put ourselves in that position to go after something, and the possibility of failing is so scary. It's like, well, I'd rather just write it off and have an excuse in my mind like, well, I wouldn't have done that anyways.
Yeah.
Like in that episode of Survivor when they were like, well, I can't win that thing yet anyways, so I'll just step down and we can all get rice.
True.
Never do that.
No.
The guy went home. He could have won.
True. That's true. Even Danny gave his Scout's honor, and he still
Yeah, spoiler
voted for
alert.
him. Yeah, it's that actually reminds me of one time So I don't know if you guys know, but Chelsey was on The Voice on Snapchat years ago. And I think you got like a free spot to like level 2 or 3 of auditions or something for the
A free
real.
spot.
I mean, not the real,
Oh, yeah. The real one.
the real
The TV one. Yeah.
the real Voice.
I was only on The Voice on Snapchat, which is like, I would
She
say.
still got to meet Blake Shelton and like
Yeah. It was
Julia
still very
Michaels.
cool, but it was more of like a promo for the
Yeah.
actual show. It was like a fun little
Hey,
like
don't
thing
sell
for the
yourself
show.
short. But it
No,
definitely
it was
a
cool,
promo.
but I don't want people to go look on YouTube and expect to see me in the ring.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But I wasn't on that. I didn't do like the 4 chairs. It was all like I sent in videos.
Yeah. Anyways, the reason I bring that up is because you got like a pass to go audition and you couldn't go because it was in Utah and you weren't living there or something.
Yeah, I think I was sick
So
too.
she gave it to me and I was like, okay. So I think I sent you a video to send to them and they're like, yeah, she can come audition.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, okay, sick. Like I've always
Oh, I
wanted to
forgot about
like
that.
try singing and I was like, I had built up this persona in my head of like who, I don't know, just to be a singer or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I'm so scared that I'm gonna go in there and they're just not gonna like me and I'm gonna fail and then like that's gonna be the end of my career. That's
Yeah.
gonna be the end of everything. I'm gonna like I just thought it was the worst thing that could ever happen. And so I go in there, I sing the first song. They didn't stop me, so that's good. The second song,
Oh,
they
that's good.
stopped me, and then they were like, "No thanks. We think you have a cool vibe, but like you didn't." I also didn't bring any instruments, which I guess you were supposed to bring an electric one. So they're like, but if you come audition next time, we'd love to hear you. Like, we think you have a cool vibe, but like, no thanks. And then I walked out and I was driving home. I was like, I actually feel free in a weird way. Like
Yeah.
to just be told to have this big thing in your head as to what is supposed to happen and all of these things. And what if I fail? And then I failed and I was like, oh, like that's actually it. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
it's
just proud
okay.
of myself for doing it because it was scary.
Yeah.
That's just what
I
I
forgot
think
that
of.
you
It's not
did that.
scary.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's a good point. It's actually not that scary to be rejected, and it's actually not that scary to fail. It's way scarier to regret.
Yeah. I think that's what I'm learning too is to never have gone for it at all than to like go for every time I've gone for something and failed, I've always just been proud that I did it, scared.
Yeah, and I think a lot of us also hide behind like a perfectionist persona as well. It's like, well, I'm just a perfectionist. I want it to be perfect. It's like, well, you're just scared that if you put it out and it's not good enough, that you won't be able to recover from that.
Yeah. What does that say about you?
Yeah, and I think a lot of us when we're younger, probably like before the world teaches us otherwise, we are like that. We're just like brave and we just do
You make
and we
something,
go after
you go
yeah.
show your mom right away. Look what I did.
Yeah, you're not even thinking about like what if no one likes this. You're just like, I like this. Look at what I can do. I want to do this because it sounds fun and then I'm going to move on to the next. Like I don't even care either way if they like it or not.
Yeah. True.
And so I think getting back to that kind of state of mind of just being like, it's not my job to even going back to being on the internet and being even like being perceived. It's not my job. That's the quote I was telling you about after I was reading that book I was telling you about, Untethered Soul, which I really think that you would like. He was basically saying it's not your job to worry. It's really not. Your job is to live your life and experience the human experience.
Yeah.
Your job is not to think like, what if this, goes wrong and blah, blah. It's like, I try to just stop my thoughts right there and be like, okay, I'm getting excited for no reason in a bad way. Like I'm literally, my heart is racing. I'm just sitting here. I'm not doing anything differently. Like, what if this goes out and no one likes our podcast together? Like, what if this happens? What if I get, everyone thinks I'm stupid and ugly? It's like, well, that's not my job to worry about that. So my job is to just be me. And
I think what kills creativity and kills a bunch of motivation in people and, is when you think you're super important.
yeah,
I think when you think that you're so important, everything that you do is going to be so important. And that sounds like counterintuitive, but do you get what I'm saying? Where
Yeah.
it's like if you think everything is going to be life or death, but then you do it anyways and you're like, oh, actually no one cares and I'm here for myself. That's it.
yeah. To think that you out of like billions or trillions of people, how many people are on this earth? 7 billion, 8 billion?
I don't know.
That you are going to be the one that like leaves
Breaks
the
it.
mark
Yeah.
and is the one and only
Cracks the code.
is not how you actually even change the world because you're worried about getting credit. How you actually change the
True.
world is changing the people, or
It's a little things.
like changing the people, but like
Manipulating
changing
the people around you.
Well, just like worrying about your life
Yeah.
and worrying about your world and like being a kind-hearted person and being genuine and listening to that one single person, because that's how things get done, is like
Yeah.
person to person to person. So to think that like I need credit for it goes back to so many people on social media also get like so upset if they feel like they aren't being original. And we talk about this all the time, and JC and I talk about all this time. It's like there's really no original anymore because
No.
everything's been like done a million times. It's just putting your own take on it and using your own voice and expressing. And if nobody was worried about getting credit, the world would be in a much better place. But everyone's so worried about getting the proper credit.
Yeah, have to have the original idea. That's yeah. Unfortunately,
When it's like,
there's not a lot
why?
of original ideas anymore in that.
Yeah, it's like, why do you need even the credit? So
Yeah.
people, like, if you ask yourself why a bunch, it's like, so people think I'm worthy of love.
Yeah. Wow. It all
what it
comes
comes down
back to
to.
being worthy of love, huh?
Everything really does.
That's true.
Being
It's you're scared that you're not lovable, that you're different, and that you're an outcast.
yeah, everyone just wants to be loved, and you are worthy of love. The thing is the more
Probably.
you worry
Just
about being worthy of love, and the more you overthink it, actually,
less
the
loved
more
you'll
annoying,
be.
the more annoying you become. Like the more in your head you become, and
Yeah.
you self sabotage so much that other people do start being like, oh
Mm.
gosh, they're trying so hard to like
They're not being
get
authentic to
credit.
who they are.
Yeah,
either.
exactly. They're trying so hard to be perfect. They're trying so hard to do this. It's like all of a sudden now I actually don't even want to be around you because you don't feel authentic.
Yeah. All right. Well, anything else you want to say about that topic?
Don't compare yourself.
Okay.
It's not your job.
Wise words.
It's not your job, and also like there's literally nothing else you could do. Even if you wanted that face or that life or that, you are who you are and you can't change it. So I mean, you can
No point in
change
trying.
aspects of yourself, but
I'm like, anything bad you're doing, any bad habits, can't change them.
yeah, you're stuck. But you know what I mean? It's like you can't get into another body. You can't. This is the life that you've been given, so just make it the best of it and don't be wishing you were someone else.
Okay. We're moving on to a quick question.
Okay.
Uh,
Just one.
no, what am I trying to say? I'm shooting some questions at
Rapid
you.
fire.
I'm rapid firing questions at you. I'm
Okay.
pulling out a question. I'm shooting you right
Okay.
in between the eyes.
Okay.
The first couple are more serious, I guess.
Oh, great. Okay.
Not that serious, but most I like about sisterhood, friends,
Oh,
stuff
okay.
like that.
I'm ready.
And then we'll get into kind of more stupid questions.
Great.
So obviously we're sisters. So what do you think the role
Are
of
we?
Yes. Well, I don't know. Are we? Do you know something I don't?
I'm like, this is where I'm going to tell you you're adopted.
That's fine. That's great content for the podcast. What do you think the role of a sister is?
Oh, wow. Oh,
Let's
my
do-
gosh. That's so deep.
Let's do what is the role of an older sister, do you think?
Okay,
Just top
older
of your head.
sister. I think the role of an older sister is protect.
And I'll tell you if you're good at it or not.
Protect.
I'm kidding.
I'm like
Okay.
shape, dress, mold. No, I think what it is I think we do those things like nitpick or critique to protect. Because
Mm.
we go out, I think I sent you a TikTok like that. It's like you go out as an older sister and you see the world, that there is. You see how other girls are, you see how boys are, and you're like, oh my gosh. So then you relay that information to try and get you prepared the
Right.
best way to go out into the world.
You
I'm not
relay
saying
it
it's
in
the
the
best,
maybe not the best way.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
but you try
That's
your
just
best.
how siblings are.
That's
For
more
me.
subconscious. Not in my mind am I thinking like I need to do this. But
Yeah.
because that's why you to your siblings are like, I can be mean to my sibling, but you can't.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like I'll be mean to them first so that anybody else, they know what's coming.
Right.
Wouldn't you say our
Okay.
younger siblings are like almost a little more resilient than than us? Me, the older three?
I think so. I think Jess is the most resilient, probably.
Oh yeah. Like
Jess
if you
is our youngest brother.
if you try and tease like me, Clay, or Lad, we don't take it as well because we never get teased.
Yeah, that's true.
But you guys are ready for anything.
Yeah, we're ready to get teased. We're ready to not be taken seriously all the time. We're
Yeah.
fine with it.
Yeah.
We don't take ourselves seriously because of it, which is helpful.
Yeah, we're like the shields of the family.
Okay, I want to go that far.
We're the Captain America.
We're the warriors.
No.
And you
but,
are the...
But kind of. Like, Lad is the ultimate guinea pig.
Yeah,
'cause
he
he's
really
the
is.
oldest. He had to go to school first. He had to,
He's
like,
the only one
experience
that's
everything.
graduated from college.
Wow.
Isn't that weird?
And that's a statistic.
There's 6 kids. Really? The oldest?
The oldest usually is the one that
Dang.
has the most education.
Wow.
You know what they say about the middles?
That we don't get no education?
We're the richest.
Really?
Yeah, that or the youngest, or I forgot. Or the youngest is the most...
Gets the most?
No, is either the most successful usually or something.
Jess just wants us to get famous so that way he can mooch off of our fame.
Yeah.
He tells me that all the time.
He just wants money.
He'll ask how your podcast is doing. And I know that it's not to know how you're doing, it's to know how much clout you have.
He asked
that
you
he can get.
how my podcast.
Yeah.
He doesn't ask me that.
Well,
he wants the numbers. That's why.
Yeah, he wants the real numbers.
Okay, that's good to know.
He doesn't want the modest numbers.
Well, what do you think a role of a little sister is?
I think to boost the ego of the older one.
Okay.
No, I think that the role of a younger sister is to help the older sister not take themselves as serious in the best way possible, to
humble them.
Yeah, but also in a way that's like people are probably, you see how the world is, and the world's probably kind of mean, and so when you're the shield and we're the ones behind the shields, so that way where was I going with this analogy?
You're chilling.
that way we're safe. We're safe, and you guys are the ones. No, but I'm saying, let me finish. I know where I'm going. We humble you, and we're a safe place you can go to you can be your authentic self.
Yeah, that's very true.
Because we're the younger siblings, you don't really care that much about what we think in the way that's like, we're going to judge you.
Yeah.
Because we love you, we look up to you, so you can be the best version of yourselves and the worst.
That's true. I was going to say loyal almost to a, not to a fault, but blindly loyal. In a way where honestly, that's just unconditional love.
I'm like, oh, so we're more loving?
Blind, yeah. And I feel like when you're in more of the older, or like a lot of eldest daughters feel like the mother almost. I don't necessarily feel that way because there's just so many of us, and I'm not even the oldest, but you are a little bit more anxious about your younger siblings. It's like you're almost in the role of like, okay, I'm at the front, so I need to make sure that I'm like,
you're trying to, like, all the lessons you've learned, you're trying to somehow ingrain it into them so they don't have to, to go
but then
through
you
it.
don't. It's always a two-edged sword. Is that what it's called? Like,
yeah.
There's always like you're fighting the people like in front of you to protect them, but then you're also not realizing how bossy you're being, and nitpicky you're being.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe later we realize, but
yeah,
in the moment.
Yeah, I think something that's another question that I was going to ask is, when you have siblings, how do you think what is the best way to stay connected to them? And why do you think, well, let's just answer that one first.
Stay connected to them?
Yeah.
Well, there's many ways
like
nowadays.
Keep a good relationship with them.
I feel like letting them know, being vulnerable with them often. So I feel like it's easy. Like, I could check in on my siblings every day and just like, hey, how's it going? Okay, sounds great. Like, good. How are you? Great. Like, how's the fam? But I think I'd rather have like once a month or something, a nice, like, open, vulnerable conversation to know how they really are. And then, I better know how to serve them, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think that's kind of same for me, because I think I don't really talk to every single sibling every single day.
Yeah.
It's more
oh my gosh, it'd be so hard.
Yeah, once a month or something to just like talk to. I mean, Clay doesn't.
Clay doesn't talk.
Clay, Lad's so busy too, but he'll even make time like once a month sometimes to call, or vice versa. And sometimes it is hard, I think, because with my older, I guess really only with Lad and Clay, because they're older brothers. As a younger sister, it's hard to like want to like be vulnerable or think that they want to even talk to you, because you're like the annoying little sister.
Yeah.
But I think once I'm more vulnerable or I ask them questions, then it just creates an open. And sometimes it's uncomfortable for me still with some of like with Lad, because I don't talk to him as much and we weren't as close. because he's obviously a lot older, but I think it just takes time.
Mm-hmm. Who's your favorite sibling? Just kidding. I feel like also if you get, you have to actually be curious about them.
Yeah.
Not just how are you?
Don't
How's
put
it
'em in a
going?
box
Yeah,
either.
be like, oh, I really want to know about this. Like, I really want to know how this is going. Tell me again, like what this is.
I hear a lot of people that aren't very close to their siblings. And sometimes I'm like, how does that happen? But at the same time, I get it. But I think just with any relationship in life, you have to put in the work and you have to be uncomfortable sometimes, or you have to be more vulnerable than you would like to be. But I think
Yeah,
it's well worth the effort that you put into it.
yeah. I saw this video or something. I can't remember if it was like an article or what, but it was talking about how your siblings, or maybe it was a poem about how your siblings are like this bond that is like no other bond ever. Not
Mm.
your parents, not, your loved one, like your partner, not your friends, not even your like dogs or kids, because it's like those all come in and out of your life, but your siblings is like you're born around the same time usually,
Yeah.
within a couple years or whatever. And you grow up in the same way usually.
You're raised the same.
You're raised in the same environment most of the time, and then as you get older, you kind of die at the same time. It's like your parents will, pass
Oh.
usually before, your kids will pass after you, but your siblings is like you go through life at the same exact time, and you're so connected that it's like unlike any other bond.
That's true. I've never thought about that. You're born around the same time, you die around the
Mhm.
same time.
Yeah. Think about,
Wow.
this is a horrible thought, but one of
Awesome.
us is going to be the last one at all of our funerals.
No, that literally makes me want to cry.
And they'll be the last one out of all of us. That's so sad.
Who do you think it's going to be?
Probably Jess. He's the youngest. Hopefully it just goes in order.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Oh, that's too sad to think
No,
about.
it really is.
It makes me want to die.
Sad. I have a list of things that we have more questions and then we'll wrap up. But we're not going to get to the pick me thing. We might just do another episode on that.
Okay.
So
I'm
sorry
down.
if everyone was excited about that. But I have things of common, like only siblings would understand,
Okay.
being known as little brother or little sister, like so-and-so's little sister.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Do you feel like you were that to anyone?
Oh, 100%. To
who?
anyone. To Aladdin Clay.
Oh, I know. But like,
Oh, you're Clay's little, especially
Oh,
Clay, because he was
Clay.
2 years above me. So he was like at high school the same time, like swim team and all of my teachers. And honestly, I'm just going to say, because I was the first girl, girl teachers like guys better. Like they just like them better.
yeah.
And I always felt like I didn't live up to Lad and Clay because they were just so handsome and had great smiles.
best
And were so sweet and just good kids. And like,
Mm.
and then I was just kind of this, I probably didn't come off as
What? No, here's the thing.
sweet and shy.
When boys are teachers' pets, the teachers like them more. When girls are teachers' pets, they're not as liked because
Exactly.
it's typical.
Yeah. So I had a lot to live
Wow.
up to, especially like coaches and lifeguarding.
Lifeguarding.
They would be like,
Yeah.
they would get all the promotions and I'd have to work like extra hard.
Okay. The other one was the insanity of like getting ready all in the same bathroom
Yeah.
because we had one bathroom and there was like 4, 5, 6 kids
Mm-hmm.
getting ready in the same bathroom. Do you feel like you had that with like Clay and Lad? We didn't really have that,
Yeah.
did we?
I did with
I guess
Clay
we did
and
for
Lad.
2 years.
Even worse than that, I had to share an effing phone with Clay and Lad
That's true.
and a
You
car.
not traumatized
AKA,
by
I
anything?
never got a phone and I never got the car. Yeah, boys would text me and they would text them back and be like, "Don't talk to my sister," and that was
cute,
traumatizing.
though.
No,
That's-
not at the time though. Like
I
looking
know.
back, it's
Looking
cute,
back.
but not in the time.
No, that would be traumatizing.
Because
at
you
the
know they're
time.
never gonna talk to you again.
No.
Your high school brothers are literally like, "Don't talk to my sister.
Yeah, that's horrible.
You're a twerp. I'm gonna come beat you up." It's like, okay.
Do you feel like your older siblings were smarter than you? Like from your teachers, like they'd be like, or
No.
mom and dad would say.
Maybe Clay, but I was in all honors before anybody else.
Okay.
And actually, I think I'm the only one that was in all honors, everything.
I was not. I was in a group of how to help me read better.
But oh gosh. But you know what it is that everybody has. I mean, I don't know as much about Cole and Jess because I didn't go to school with them, but everyone had their thing that the teachers or people loved. Like girls were obsessed with Lad and Clay.
Mm.
But girl teachers would be like, oh, Lad was so like shy and quiet, and he was just like this sweet, like mysterious kid, like and whatever. And then Clay was like this, like he had the smile that was like golden. Everyone talked about his smile, and he was like whatever. So
Wow.
and then I don't know what I was, the chatty one that had to move seats all the time.
Really?
Yeah, sometimes. School.
I just remember always being known as Chelsea's little sister everywhere. Which,
At school,
again,
too?
I don't really care. Yeah. Teachers normally didn't even know I existed, probably.
Like it was a girl that just Peter Pants in the back. No.
Yeah.
It's 333.
Let's not get into the story of how Chelsea wouldn't even come see me after I
What?
got my
Oh
face
my gosh.
destroyed because she thought I peed my pants again.
No. I
Yeah,
came and
that's-
saw you. Don't change
but you
history.
probably-
Don't rewrite
you probably
history.
came in, you said, "Did
No,
you pee
I
your
was-
pants again?"
I was so sweet. You don't remember that?
I actually don't remember that.
I came in because you got cut, like your chin got cut.
yeah, because some
And
kid
I was like, oh my gosh. And
pushed
I
me.
remember I was like, are you, like, you're okay? Like, trying to comfort you the best I could.
I'm trying to think of little Chelsea.
Even when you peed your pants and I saw you, I was like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, I was sweet. The only time was when they first said, like, you got to go to the office. I was like,
So
oh, I wonder if she
funny.
peed her pants again. They're like, no, she got cut up. And I was like, oh, gosh.
cut up. I got
Like her
shanked.
chin. You were always rumbling and tumbling at the
Yeah.
playground.
That's true because I would do monkey bars
And
I'd get-
tetherball. You were like
and
the tetherball legend.
No, this girl named Sydney was. I remember.
Oh,
I'd
dang.
wait in line, and if she was in there, I would get out of line because I'm like, I'm not gonna win anyways. I'm just gonna wait in
Wow.
line and get obliterated in front of everyone.
Scared of failure.
Yeah, that's where it all stemmed from.
Avoidance. Interesting.
Okay, moving on. When was the last time you laughed so hard that you cried? Or peed your pants? Either or.
I've never peed my pants from laughing.
Have you ever laughed?
I have laughed once upon a time. The
Why?
last time I laughed so hard, I feel like I laughed so hard a lot.
Where you cried.
Oh, where I
you know, where
cried.
you're like, you don't even, your nervous system just literally
Yeah,
shuts
yeah.
down or something.
I swear there was a time like recently. I can't remember.
That's fine. What's the best and most annoying things about having a little sister?
Best and most annoying?
Yeah. So two different things.
The best is you really do, like you said, have somebody who does keep you humble in a good way. Not even like, I don't even mean that in a mean, like they're mean, but they do. It's like in every movie,
know
the
the
little
real you.
sibling that comes skipping in. It's like, oh yeah, life's not that. Like,
Yeah.
I can loosen up a little bit. And I feel like that's the best thing. And they're so loyal. Like you especially, but also Cole and Jess too. They
Yeah.
have this weird like
Oh, they're loyal
allegiance
AF
to
me.
you that
Yeah.
it's like they will
You walk in the room, they stand at attention.
yeah, they're just like they would do anything for
Yeah.
you. The minor things. I feel like the older sibling doesn't do the little annoying things for their younger sibling, but
Yeah.
they do the bigger things for
Yeah.
them. And so do little siblings, but I'm just saying like the things you can't see as much.
Yeah.
Where it's like I'll fight people on Twitter for you,
Yeah.
but I'm not going
which
to go get you a
have.
drink of water.
Right. That's
Yeah.
little sibling stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big sibling stuff is paying for a trip for them. Little sibling stuff is
yeah.
getting their phone charger from upstairs.
Yeah, exactly. That is a great way to describe it.
What is the most annoying thing? Or I guess about having little siblings. Like what's something that is actually annoying?
Nothing's annoying when I'm older. I
Okay,
love
think
having
about when
little
you're a
siblings
kid
and
though.
older siblings.
What was annoying when you were like younger having little siblings?
Just have people wanting to play with you all the time. Actually, no.
Us wanting to play
that.
with you?
I didn't mind that because it's like I don't mind when you guys play with me when I want you to play with me.
Oh, when
But
you
when
don't
I don't want you to play with me and you want to play with me.
right.
But also when I would start eating something like Oreos or like a fruit snack and within seconds you would be at my side eating the
Yeah.
exact same thing. For some
Oh.
reason that's so agitating.
No, that is agitating.
The copying.
Even if especially if it's a younger sibling, yeah, I would do the same thing to Jess. I would be having ice cream or something. I'd put milk in it, make a little milkshake. Jess would come in and do the same thing. I'm like, you couldn't
Yeah.
have waited.
Just you don't get this.
No. If a zombie apocalypse,
Oh.
okay. If a zombie apocalypse
Your phone just died?
happened, no,
Oh.
it turned off, so I just
Oh.
don't need it. But if a zombie apocalypse, if a zombie apocalypse happened, what are three
Okay.
things that you must have? And then after, 3 people from our family that you would choose.
I would have obviously a machete. Right?
Canceled.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Well, that's the right way to say it, isn't it?
No, I'm sure. I think it is a machete, but
A machete.
a machete.
I would have snacks,
Okay.
and I would have
Okay.
a helmet.
Okay, that's a good one. Well,
What else do
a
I need?
helmet.
Yeah, because
What
don't they
kind of
go
a
try to
helmet?
eat your brain?
I think they just try to eat any part of you.
I thought they went for the brain. And
A helmet, you'd look like an
I would
idiot running
take-
around with a helmet on your head.
I would take. Well, who cares? The zombies are laughing at me.
No, whoever the siblings that you have.
Okay, well, I would choose.
Be very,
I'm
very.
so sorry, but I would
Wow.
choose Lad and Clay.
Yeah, and then which ones? Which one? Cole or Jess?
I can't choose mom or dad.
You can choose.
Oh,
mom
that's
or
not
dad,
a sibling. That's not a
but
sibling.
I'm
no.
saying
Let's-
siblings.
Yeah. Okay, sibling. I mean,
I've probably
I
played the
mean,
most zombie games out of everyone in the family, except for maybe
not
Clay.
Clay.
Okay, me and
Lad
Clay.
would have such good problem solving skills though.
Lad would die fast because he wouldn't eat anything. Because not
Well, I have
everything would be
snacks.
organic.
I've got to go macro bars. I've got
Okay.
snacks. Lad would be great
You're
at,
right.
at problem solving and negotiation with
Yeah,
other
that's true.
people that you need to negotiate with.
Okay.
Clay would
Great.
be obviously
He would
the
be
best
the
at killing
creative
zombies.
killing, yeah.
Yeah. And like the general.
Okay.
And
And who else?
You know, I feel like picking you over Cole or Jess would just not be the smartest thing to do for my well-being.
Okay, so you would feed me to the zombies.
No,
No, that's what it was. You would trade. You pick your siblings. If you don't, you feed them to the zombies.
you know, part of me thinks I would need Cole's
Strength.
his
Don't tell
spirit
Jess that. Okay.
and his
Optimism.
selflessness.
Okay.
Because I feel
Well-
like he would throw himself in front of a zombie for anyone.
That's-
Jess, on the other hand, would throw me in front of the zombie.
Yeah.
But Jess would
You
have an
specifically.
uncanny amount of passion to kill zombies. So you
That's-
would be
that's
great.
A tough call.
You would be
Don't-
great.
Please don't pity me.
You would
don't
be
need this.
good if I had no other options. I feel like you have lots of strength, but we got to take the physical strength into it.
Right.
If I'm already probably not
Okay,
as
actually,
fast
then
as
what do
them-
you think you would bring to the table?
Oh,
wait, are
I
you
don't
picking
think you
Cole?
should take me.
Are you picking Cole?
I don't know. It's
You
a
have to
toss
say
up
it. No,
between
you have to
Cole or
say it.
Jess.
Because I will message the other one and tell them.
See, I think I would have to bring Cole.
Wow. You know what? You and Jess can work that out.
Because Jess would kill me
No, you have a
over.
personal bias against him.
No, I don't. I swear I don't.
Just
I
kidding.
love all my siblings equally. Well, who would you bring?
Yeah.
You have to choose.
Well, I was gonna bring you.
No, you would not. You would choose me over Clay,
no.
Cole, Lad,
No.
or Jess.
I think because you're funny.
You would not
You-
take me.
you-
I know for a fact. You're just saying that to make me feel bad now.
Okay, no, I probably would.
Because
pick-
I'm funny. What am I going to do? Make the zombies laugh till they die?
I think I would pick. No, I think I might pick Jess. I don't like this. This is not a good question.
yeah. Well, you wrote it, so.
Yeah, well, it was for you. So I'd pick I'd tell you who I wouldn't pick.
Mm-hmm.
Cole.
Wow, Cole. I hope
Just
you
kidding.
listen to this.
The only reason is because I think Jess has a lot of anger in him
Yeah.
that he could use to kill the zombies. He would be annoyed that this was all happening.
He's like Aaron from Attack on Titan.
that
Well,
maybe
but
would
look what
work
happens
against
to
us.
Aaron.
That's true. He could turn against us, feed us to the zombies, so he gets more food.
Yeah.
Never mind, I'm picking Cole. Cole, Clay, and Lad. Not you.
No, I wouldn't
Apparently.
expect it, honestly.
Yeah.
If you started to choose me, I would go and throw myself to the zombies for
Mm.
your own safety.
That would be the stupidest thing you could do.
Why can't we just all be together?
Well, because I wanted to make it a juicier question.
It would have been better if you only made me exclude one person.
I'm like, who'd you pick? Nick or Case?
That's horrible.
Do you think you'd be good in a zombie apocalypse?
With
Mentally?
with Nick and Case, yeah.
Really?
If
Do you
I
feel
had
like-
Case with me and I had to protect him, I would literally fight a bear or a shark. I would have no fear. Even if someone like when I used to be walking by myself and like
That's
there'd be
beautiful.
someone sketchy and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm scared they're gonna kidnap me. Now I'm like,
Now you're like,
I
"Come
will
on,
literally
bro."
kick your ass.
Yeah.
If
I
I'm with
get that.
Case, I will actually go berserk on
It's
you.
the woman rage.
Yes.
Yeah. Mommy rage.
Mm-hmm.
That was the last question that I had.
Oh, great.
So we'll do Dear Abby. And let me pull this up.
Was that the game?
No,
Okay.
unfortunately, it was not the game. So I don't know if we're going to have time for the game.
Let us know in the comments if you want to see the
Yeah,
game.
I'm not streaming. Okay, I'm just gonna play
I miss
this.
playing Among Us.
I know.
That was such a fun time.
I miss playing State of Decay. It's
I
like the
don't. That
Survivor
was so
one.
frustrating.
You don't like that game?
It was too I loved it, but it was too frustrating.
Why? You need to have a better frustration tolerance is what that
No,
means.
because we would just run. It's like the same with Apex. Like you just run around and loot things. It's like, oh my god.
That's not even
I
that
play
bad.
video games for fast satisfaction.
Yeah, it's for the dopamine fix. Okay. I don't know what this one is, so this is
Dear Abby, I have recently been listening to your podcast and have enjoyed.
it's just like it's like me.
Yeah. Dear Abby, what do you do if your older sister is so mean?
It's just me saying a bunch of good things about myself. Okay.
But I wanted to say that I did not realize that the type of OCD that you talked about is very common, or at least more common than I thought. I thought that I was the only person who experienced some of this OCD and some of the compulsions.
Well, I don't know if you're gonna be able to
Like
answer.
you said before in one of your podcasts, that you didn't realize just how misunderstood OCD was, and you even thought so yourself that like OCD was just people that needed to like clean their hands or keep things tidy. But my question for you was, how do you, when you feel this overwhelming anxiety to like complete a compulsion, whatever that might look like, how do you manage that, and what do you do to ease your mind? Because for me, it starts to become more of not just like a mental thing, but starts to rid my body of anxiety. So what are some things that you focus on instead, and ways to pull yourself out of those consuming thoughts? Love ya, and have a good rest of your day.
Okay, well, Chelsea,
I cannot
anything?
answer this. Except for in the Untethered Soul book, he said, this is probably horrible, so sorry. But it wasn't me. It was the author. He
Okay.
said, this is how you stop smoking. You stop picking up cigarettes. Just if you don't ever pick up a cigarette again, you'll never smoke again.
Okay. That's a very literal thing, but it is true. I think
Yeah.
that does apply in a way though, because I think
But I will shut up now. So
Chelsea's a big OCD advocate, you know?
I am an advocate, but I am not a sufferer. Or what? I didn't want to say victim. I'm not an OCD patient. What is it called?
Okay, you're done.
I do not have
You
diagnosed.
did not experience OCD.
Yes.
To answer the question of what do I do to help ease, there's nothing I can do to help ease the anxiety, unfortunately. That's something that I've never felt more comfortable after not doing a compulsion. I've just felt more uncomfortable and more vulnerable, which is a good thing, because then that means that you're not doing the compulsion. But the main thing that I do when I feel, a lot of mine are mental ruminations, which is trying to figure out like impossible questions, but everything in my head, body, mind is telling me I have to figure it out. There's only 1% of me that's like, this is so dumb, you don't need to figure this out. Sometimes it's hard to find that 1%, but even when I don't feel it, I make voice memos for myself. And this is not what I came up with. This is what me and my therapist came up with. And I play them to myself, and it's just a recording of me saying, okay, if you're listening to this, that means that you're wanting to figure out just impossible questions to answer again. But your body and your mind make you feel like you have to figure it out, or everything that you care about is going to come crashing down. It's going to be your fault. So that's usually what I say in the voice memo is like, it feels like everything is your fault. It feels like the world is on your shoulders. It feels like if you don't try to figure this out, then you don't love your family and then you don't love whatever. And I just say it how it is on the voice memo. But I say, and you still have to choose to not not think about it, but not figure it out and just don't click on the thought. So we have lots of thoughts and it feels like it's already in the forefront of your brain sometimes, but don't click on it further. And to make a voice memo for yourself, that's whatever the fear that you have or whatever you think the consequence is going to be if you don't do a compulsion, and just speak to yourself and say we will never figure this out. Like, does not matter how long you can spend all of eternity trying to figure out and you will never figure it out. So it's either we stay stuck in this loop or you try something different. And that's usually helps for me, at least.
Oh, that's good.
So I think that can apply to not just OCD, but anxiety in general.
Well, also that goes back to what I was saying. Sometimes I have to tell myself, like, it's not even your job to. I mean, I don't know if I have those kinds of things that I get anxious about, but even like, what would happen if I got in a plane crash, and like, what would Case do? But I have to figure out like what's the what's the plan of action if this this tragedy happens.
Yeah.
And I just have to tell myself it's not my job to figure it out.
Yeah. That's also a good thing to do for OCD too, is you just like, it's not your job. You're missing information and you can't figure it out. It's not your job. My therapist used to say, hand the stuff to God. Create an image in your head of you actually handing the notebook and the paper to God or to the universe or something that actually has all the information. And then it's like, it's not my job.
I went to a yoga class one time. They were telling us to picture our thoughts swirling around a toilet and then flush it. And then the thoughts just go down and are flushed away.
I remember you told me that once, and I've tried that a couple of times. Feels good. I also do this thing where I try and bring my hands to my forehead, and wherever I feel the tension in my head, I literally act like I'm pulling it out.
Ooh.
And it feels good. I don't know if I think it's placebo, but even if it's placebo, then
Placebo works.
it helps. But thank you for the question. And to everyone else, please send in your voicemails. I need them. I want them. And
She'll pay you for them.
I will not pay you for them, but I will pay you in gratitude.
Wow. Sure they want that. I'm ready for this game.
The game is, it's just a debate game.
Oh my God. A debate game?
What?
What the heck is this?
I don't know if we have time for
a
the full
speech
game.
and debate game? Sounds fun.
No, it's like dumb topics.
Oh, okay.
And you have to try to convince me.
Okay.
One or the other.
Oh, cool. I can do this.
Please, I looked through these questions and one of them says, were you ever bullied? Did you ever bully anyone? I didn't ask you that one. Did you ever bully anyone?
No.
Were you ever bullied?
Kind of. Not really though. Like, there was like mean girls. I feel like in elementary school, kids are just a little bit more like
mean.
Yeah, there was this one girl who pushed me down.
Oh my God. The stairs?
No. We were playing football like flag football, and she literally pushed me so hard into the grass. And then my other friend, Slay Icon Queen, she went over to her and she said, Chelsea's my friend, and if you aren't nice to her, then we can't be friends either.
Honestly, I hope.
Icon.
Who is that?
I'll tell you after.
Imagine having that much confidence at that age.
Oh yeah, girl was, but then this girl would also like just
bully you.
Yeah, not bully, but she just said what was on her mind. I can respect it.
Yeah, we can respect it. That's what all kids do.
Yeah,
honestly. Wait, I saw one question that I wanted to ask before this. We're going all over the place today. Oh, what's the funniest memory you have of us that you can think? Like, what's a first one that comes to your mind?
Okay, the first one that comes to mind that's actually funny and not like funny now, like it was funny in the moment, it was supposed to be funny, was our girls' night with mom when we were like going crazy. Like I was in the front seat, you were in the back seat, and I was like screaming at strangers, like trying to scare them through the window. Remember, and the girl like actually got scared. Like she was like,
"Oh, because I slammed my face again." Or you did?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And mom was just like, "You girls cannot be contained."
Yeah, she was literally. Didn't she have like a baby with her or something? And she literally like
grabbed her
baby
kids closer. Yeah. And we were just being absolutely feral.
She probably thought we were being kidnapped.
Other funny things are more funny now.
Do you remember doing that when you were a kid, acting like you were kidnapped or something? I would do that
Help.
on road trips with like Cole and Jess. We would like if there was dust or something on the thing, we'd
Yeah.
say, "Help me."
That's so not funny.
No, that's literally so bad.
But kids are crazy. I also remember the classic, like when I poured the Sprite on your head. Like, that's funny now.
Right, and then I think you spit a loogie in my face.
Yeah, I spit a loogie in your face. I'm trying to think. Like, I have funny memories now of like you chasing me like
On all
really
fours.
fast and
Mm.
me being like, ah! And
Yeah,
getting
there's-
actually terrified they
yeah,
were gonna
but-
like physically harm me.
There was a point for me too where I would be chasing and then I would actually just get a surge of rage.
Yeah, you had
I would
like
see
the
red.
scariest eyes when you would chase me.
Yeah.
Because it'd be like taunting, and
Good
then it
times.
was just, you know.
I
Also, your hair
remember-
would just be like a lion's mane, and so then it was just like a literal,
Even
like on all
crazier.
fours, your lion's mane. It was like a literal lion chasing me.
There was one time when we were staying in a trailer or
Oh yeah,
like our dad's mom had like an RV or something in their yard and we were staying in it with my dad. And it was me, you, dad, and I don't know what we were doing, but was dad in the RV?
Dad
with
was
us?
not in the RV.
Yeah, we and Chelsea were just we would go feral, I guess.
We were trying to see how loud we could scream. Like scream like at the top of our
So
lungs.
dumb. Like what?
Like scream
So
bloody,
dumb.
like murder.
Yeah, so we basically had a screaming contest, and I think we both screamed at the same time. So my nana had neighbors, and someone comes over and they knock on the RV. This was like 5 minutes after my dad comes back in the RV. I don't know if he heard us screaming, but then like while my dad's now in the RV with us, this it wasn't a man or a woman, I don't remember, came and knocked on the RV and was like, "Is everything okay in here?" Like, I just heard a bunch of screaming from in here. Is everything okay?
And I don't think we remembered that we had screamed, so we were like, "Oh, what? Like that's crazy." And then Dad was
we're
like,
like, "What, Dad? We don't know what they're talking about."
Dad was like, "What?" And then she left, and we were like, "Oh, we were just screaming. She probably heard us screaming." We were like so embarrassed.
Yeah, I remember that. That was bad. Okay, I'm gonna give you a side, and you have to. Okay, we're playing a game. We're playing a debate game. It's it's funner than it sounds. Okay, Chelsea just has to try to convince me of one way or another. I don't know if
Oh,
she's gonna
great.
actually agree with this of the
But it
like,
doesn't
the
matter?
topics. Yeah, you just have to try to convince me.
Okay.
Okay,
I'm actually not that good at this stuff, so
okay. Dogs make better pets than cats.
I have to argue that dogs are better than
Yeah.
cats.
You have to tell me why.
Okay. Dogs are better pets than cats. Nobody clip this, okay? Dogs are better pets than cats because if you're looking for a pet to get you out of the house, to keep you active,
Mm.
to keep you energetic,
Okay,
a cat's not going to do that for you.
I'm convinced.
Okay.
It would be better to be really small than to be really big.
Well, obviously, it'd be better to be really small than really big because if you're really big, you can't fit on anything. If you're really small, you can fit everywhere. You
Okay.
can be in the nicest places. You can go to the nicest events.
You can't
can-
ride some roller coasters.
That's
So
fine.
that-
Well, you could.
Huh?
You just have to be strapped in.
That's
If you're too small, you could fly on planes for free, sneak yourself into luggage.
Small.
Oh, well, I mean, ask all of the tall people. It's like they can't ride, if they're flying on a plane, their head's hitting the ceiling.
so
They don't have
annoying.
enough leg room.
Right.
Everyone's asking you to get the highest ingredients in the highest
Right.
cupboard.
Yeah. So annoying. I hate being tall.
You don't have another, you're not like debating me?
No.
Oh, okay. So it's just me. Okay.
Men are better teachers than women.
Wow. Don't make me do this. Okay. Men are better teachers than women because women are too nice and gentle and precious
Okay.
and honestly should not be working at all. Men should do every job possible. So send the woman home to be chilling.
Right. That was your argument?
Yeah.
I'm not convinced with that one. That seemed a little bit one-sided to me.
Well, what can I say?
Okay, the egg came first.
The egg obviously had to come first because the egg was created with calcium from the earth, and all of a sudden it formed into a circular sphere, and life became
In
in
the egg.
it.
Okay. Is that what egg
How-
shells
what-
are made out of? Is calcium?
Yeah, the life source had to enter the egg with a
What the Big Bang?
big bang.
Was the Big Bang. Was the egg. Pineapple is the best pizza topping. We'll do two more. after this.
Pineapple is obviously the best pizza topping because it's a little bit sweet. It's a little bit unexpected. And I love something unexpected. If you like a regular pizza with pepperoni, cheese, some kind of meat, it all has the same taste. There's nothing that's like squirting in your mouth. And you got to have that little bit of sweetness that just catches you off guard, because what is life if not an adventure?
Wow, that's beautiful. What was that? What is life if it's not an adventure?
If not an adventure.
If not an adventure. I don't even remember what the topic was. What did I ask you?
Why pineapple was the best.
Why pineapple was the best topping. Playing video games is good for your health.
Playing video games can be very good for your mental, physical health.
Okay.
Physically, what other activity gets you to be moving your hands and fingers that much?
Using those muscles.
Yeah, getting the nice motor skills going.
Okay.
And also, you notice your back gets a little hurt, but you start stretching your back a little bit, cracking your neck, and it reminds you, wow, I really got to go out and like run or stretch or something. If you weren't doing that, you would never be.
Yeah, you would think that you're fine.
The attention would never be brought to that area. And mentally, you get to chat with your friends anywhere in the world. You get to go on set adventures with your friends. You get to pursue purpose. You get to save people. You get to fight for your country. You get to protect your loved ones.
You get to protect your squad.
Do that. Yeah, some of us can't do that in our day-to-day lives because we, live a comfortable life. So
right,
we need that surge of fight or flight.
Right. Okay, this is the last one. There are aliens among us.
Well, I'm an alien.
Is that your argument?
Yeah.
Does that mean I'm an alien if we're from the same family?
No.
You're a planted alien into our family.
No, everyone's an alien. But
you have, because you're an alien, you have technology that now you've planted memory in everyone.
Yeah,
in
our
lives,
childhood
and
did not
created
exist.
It. Wow. Ultimate gaslighter.
Everything you thought existed in our past was created by my mind games.
Right. You and your alien family.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess forget everything about sisterhood that we talked about.
No, aliens are not among us.
They could be, ruminate about that.
They could be, but that's not my job to figure it out,
Okay.
I'm just here to have a good time.
Oh gosh. You do think there's aliens among us?
No.
Your
I
job
reject
was
your
to-
hypothesis.
Okay. That's totally not how the game works, but okay.
I think there's aliens in the sky
Okay.
on different planets just vibing. I think
Okay.
we're
Well,
aliens
to be fair,
other people.
the game wasn't asking you your opinion on aliens.
Okay. Well, there it is anyways.
Okay. Well, that
You
was
think
the game.
people are going to be able to tell our voices apart?
Probably not.
I'll speak high like this at the end of the episode.
Speak low.
Nice.
Well, thank you for
Thank
listening.
you for listening.
That sums up today's episode. Thanks for being on.
Follow me at the...
I was like, why are you making that face? You're trying to do what Claudia does on the toast.
Yeah, I'm trying to say it as fast as
Finally on
possible before you cut me off.
Apple Podcast, blah, 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 blah.
Well, that was good.
Thank
Before
you.
you cut me off. Follow me on Instagram mostly because that's where
Where do people find you?
usually post. Instagram usually and TikTok. And maybe
Okay,
YouTube every
okay.
once in a while, but
Okay,
Chelsey Jade
okay.
Curtis.
Okay. speed it up.
Chelseey, not EA, Jade Curtis.
Not EA, people. I'm sick of seeing my
EY.
sister's name being spelt wrong on the internet. Okay, well, then that's it. That's where they can find you. Chelsey.
Are you going to tell them why I call you my sister for real? Because you still haven't really cleared it up. I heard you talk on the podcast and you're like, people say it's rude that I say my sister, Abbey. And then I was like, oh, great. She's going to explain why I say that. And she's like, but I don't get offended. I said, are you going to explain why?
No, I actually don't. I think I feel like the reason why is just obvious, which is why I don't feel like I need to explain it. So, because here's the thing, people sometimes think it's rude when Chelsey says, I guess, I don't think it's rude. And people say, or when Chelsey introduces me as my sister, Abbey, on the podcast, as if people should not know me.
The only reason I ever say
Like
that,
newer
or like
people?
my friend, is if this is somebody's first time listening to our podcast and we're saying names, because I hate when I'm watching a YouTube video or I'm watching a new podcast and they're like, yeah, Linda did this. And I'm like, who's Linda? Who are you talking about? Is that your mom? Is that your assistant? Is that your friend? Like, who is that? So that's the only reason I clarify.
Yeah, that makes sense. Which I think that's the thing. I think that you're doing the right thing. So just keep on introducing people as what they are to you, because that's a normal thing to do.
It's not even that I think people don't know you. Mostly I just think it's because people don't know me enough. They don't know my life.
Right.
People in my life.
Yeah. I also, I will say to that is I literally do not care whatsoever. Even if she just said my sister and she never even said my name, I literally wouldn't even care.
My twerpy sister.
Yeah. My annoying, stupid little ugly sister. I would be like, cool. At least I got a shout out.
Yay. Yay. She's talking about me.
Okay. Cool. Thanks for listening. You can find me on the normal places: Spotify, Apple, YouTube.
Dear Abbey __ How many underscores?
2, because someone has the original Dear Abbey.
Dear Abbey with 2 underscores. Go look it up.
Yeah, go look it up. Leave a 5-star rating. And maybe just spend money.
That's what we... Oh.
Love you.
Bye.
우회전 taking a ride to journey 눈치 보면서 들어가야 할 때 찾아 나머진 바빠 개설레임 바꾸는 사람들